Somewhere in rural Texas, there is a gas station off a two-lane highway. It is not a memorable place. There is nothing special about it. But for one mother, it is the place she replays in her mind every single day, because it is the last place she ever saw her daughter alive. On November 27th, 2022, Maitland Gandy pulled into that gas station in Bowie, Texas. She was meeting her ex-husband Jacob for their usual custody exchange, the kind of handoff that had become so routine it barely took 10 minutes. She unbuckled her 7-year-old daughter from the back seat. She held her. She told her she loved her. And then she said the words that would come back to haunt her every single night for the rest of her life. "I'll see you on Friday." 3 days later, Athena was gone. In the last week of her life, Athena had been working on a school project. At some point, she stopped working on it. She picked up her pencil, and she wrote a note to her family instead. It said, "I love you, and we will have a better day tomorrow." She was 7 years old. She still believed in better days. She had no reason not to. There was also a box on her front porch. Her father had ordered it for her, a Christmas present. Barbie dolls, wrapped and shipped, and left right there by the door. Athena knew what it was. She had not opened it. She was saving it. She never got the chance. This is the story of Athena Presley Monroe Strand, and of the man who took everything from her before she ever had the chance to become who she was supposed to be. May 5th, 2026. Fort Worth, Texas. The Tim Curry Criminal Justice Center. The courtroom was full. Journalists, investigators, Athena's family. All of them there for the final chapter of a case that had broken an entire community 3.5 years earlier. The man at the center of it had already confessed. He had done it on the very first morning of trial, before a single witness was called, before a single piece of evidence was presented. He stood up and he pleaded guilty. Guilty to capital murder of a child under the age of 10. Guilty to aggravated kidnapping. April 7th, 2026, day 1 of trial. Tanner Lynn Horner pleads guilty. Hold 3 seconds. Fate. In Texas, a guilty plea to capital murder does not close the case. It opens the only question that remained: life in prison without parole or death. The jury had 19 days of testimony to sit through before they could answer it. Forensic evidence, DNA analysis, expert witnesses, audio recordings. And when all of it was done, they deliberated for less than 3 hours. When they came back into that courtroom, several of them had red eyes. Not because the decision had been hard. They had made up their minds quickly. They were still carrying what they had been forced to hear inside that room. Judge George Gallagher read the sentence. Death by lethal injection. Before sentencing was finalized, Athena's uncle stood and faced the man who had taken her. He did not cry. He looked at him directly and said, "You are nothing. You are a footnote in Athena's story. Her name will forever be remembered. Her name will forever be celebrated. And everyone will forget you." He was right. But to understand why this verdict meant what it did, you have to understand who Athena was, and how a 7-year-old girl from a town called Paradise ended up at the center of one of the most devastating cases in Texas history. Athena Presley Monroe Strand was born on May 23, 2015, in Duncan, Oklahoma. She was the first child of Maitland Gandy and Jacob Strand, 2 young parents who, when things between them did not work out, made a quiet and deliberate decision. Whatever happened between them as a couple was not going to touch Athena. They split. They kept things calm. They set up a custody arrangement that put Athena at the center of every decision. By 2022, Athena was 7 years old and dividing her time between 2 homes. Maitland's in Oklahoma and Jacob's in Paradise, Texas, where Jacob lived with his wife Ashley and Athena's younger stepsister. She had 3 sisters across both families. She had 2 parents who loved her. She had a bedroom at each house. Paradise, Texas is exactly what it sounds like. A small, quiet community of a few hundred people about 60 miles northwest of Fort Worth. Open land, wide sky, the kind of place where kids grow up running outside until the light goes. Athena was a perfect fit for it. She was a first grader at Paradise Elementary School. Her teacher would later take the stand in a courtroom and describe her the way everyone who knew Athena tended to describe her, as someone who simply lit up a room by being in it. She made friends the way most kids breathe. Naturally, without effort. At home, she was stubborn in the best possible way. She did her homework without being asked. She had opinions on everything and shared them freely. She loved horseback riding, running through open fields, and doing her own makeup in a way that made the adults around her laugh. She loved Barbies. She absolutely loved Barbies. When adults asked what she wanted to be when she grew up, Athena had a clear, considered, non-negotiable answer. A Viking princess. She was 7 years old. She had a plan. On November 27th, 2022, 3 days before she disappeared, Maitland drove to their usual meeting spot in Bowie, Texas. That gas station halfway between Oklahoma and Wise County. Jacob was taking Athena to see Christmas lights that evening. Maitland held her daughter, told her she loved her, said she would see her on Friday. Athena climbed in her dad's car. Maitland drove back to Oklahoma. She had no reason to think twice about it. She had done this handoff dozens of times. She would never stop thinking about it. By the evening of Wednesday, November 30th, Athena had been at her father's property in Paradise for 3 days. The Strand home was a farmhouse property just outside of town. A converted storage shed near the main house served as a bedroom for Athena and her younger stepsister. That afternoon, Athena had been in that room, sorting through laundry. It was an ordinary Wednesday, a child doing the most ordinary thing in the world in her bedroom, in her home, in a little town where she went to school. Around dinner time, Athena Strand called both girls inside. Her younger daughter came in right away. Athena did not answer. Ashley checked her bedroom first. Empty. She walked to the porch. The yard. The tree Athena liked to climb. Nothing. There was a box on the porch. Recently delivered. Still sealed. Athena had known for days that it was there and what was probably inside. She had not touched it. She was waiting. A 7-year-old with enough patience to save a Christmas present, and she would never get to open it. Ashley walked every inch of that property. She called Athena's name. Silence. At 6:41 p.m. on November 30th, 2022, Ashley called 911. Family in the area arrived within minutes, flashlights in hand. Officers from the Wise County Sheriff's Office arrived shortly after and swept the grounds. Still nothing. Jacob called Maitland. She was 2 hours away in Oklahoma. She did not hesitate. She got in the car and drove through the night toward a farmhouse in Texas, praying she was overreacting, knowing somewhere deep down that she was not. When she arrived, she had one question she kept asking over and over to anyone who would listen. Where's the Amber Alert? The answer never changed. Under Texas law at that time, an Amber Alert required confirmed evidence of abduction before it could be issued. Athena had not been confirmed as abducted. She was missing, just missing. And so, while Maitland stood in the dark on that farmhouse property asking the same question, the law kept saying no. The Amber Alert was not issued until the following afternoon, 24 hours after Athena was first reported missing. By the time that alert went out across Texas, Athena had already been dead for most of a day. Nobody knew that yet, but Maitland has known it every day since. By the morning of December 1st, this was a full-scale operation. The Wise County Sheriff's Office was joined by the Texas Rangers, Fort Worth Police, the Texas Highway Patrol, game wardens, and search and rescue teams from across the region. And then the community of Wise County showed up. Over 200 people arrived on their own, without being called, without being organized, without being asked. They came on foot, on horseback, on ATVs and motorcycles. Helicopters swept the sky above them. Search dogs covered the terrain below. For a town of a few hundred people, it was an army. Every single person in that field was moving with the same thought. Find her alive. They searched all day on December 1st, covering every field, every tree line, every back road within miles of the Strand property. No trace of Athena. Night fell. The search continued. At 8 p.m. on December 2nd, 2 full days and 2 nights after Ashley had called 911, the search came to an end. Athena's body was found near Bobo Crossing Bridge, in the Trinity River near the town of Boyd. 9 miles from home, she was in the shallow water near the bridge. She was still wearing the same clothes she had been in when she was sorting laundry in her bedroom on the evening of November 30th. An autopsy conducted by medical examiner Dr. Jessica Dwyer determined the cause of death: blunt force injuries, smothering, and strangulation. A shoe print was found on her face. It would be matched. She was 7 years old. She had been found 9 miles from her bedroom in the Trinity River 2 days after she went missing. and the person who put her there had been watching the news. Investigators have been working with almost no leads. No forced entry. No known threats against the family. No obvious suspect. But there was one thing sitting on the porch of the Strand property that nobody had looked at closely enough yet. A box. An unopened Christmas present. And the question of who had left it there. Investigators went back to the beginning. The property. The porch. The package. They checked the label. It was a FedEx shipment containing Barbie dolls. A Christmas gift Jacob Strand had ordered for Athena weeks earlier. He had ordered it for her specifically because she loved them. A father ordering his daughter her favorite toy for Christmas. And the man who delivered it had taken her instead. Investigators contacted the FedEx regional office. The package was traced through the delivery system to a contracted route operated by a company called Big Topspin. The first problem with Horner's involvement appeared before he had even said a word. According to delivery records, the package at the Strand property had never been logged as delivered. Every FedEx driver is required to scan and confirm each drop-off in the system. Horner had not done that for this stop. Rather than approach Horner directly, investigators had his route manager call him while they listened in, a routine-sounding check-in designed not to raise alarm. On that call, Horner said he did not recognize the Strand address. If he did not recognize the address, how did the package get there? If he had delivered it, why had he not logged it? Officers tracked him down while he was still on shift later that day. He appeared genuinely surprised to see them. He agreed to talk. Suddenly, he did remember the Strand property, and he had details. He said there had been a suspicious van parked near the property when he arrived. He mentioned reversing into a tree on the way out. He said he had felt so unwell afterward that he had pulled over on the side of the road. There was a 30-minute gap in his route, a window between the Strand delivery and his next confirmed stop. Every gap had an explanation. Every explanation came just a little too easily. But Horner had made one critical miscalculation. He had apparently not thought carefully enough about one thing that every FedEx driver knows. Before the footage, it matters to understand who Tanner Horner actually was. Because the investigation did not find a simple picture. Tanner Lynn Horner was born on August 8, 1991. At the time of Athena's death, he was 31 years old. He lived on his parents' property near Lake Worth, Texas. Not in a main house, but in what his own defense team described during sentencing as a rudimentary outbuilding behind it. He had a girlfriend and a 1-year-old son of his own. He worked as a contract delivery driver through Big Topspin, operating FedEx routes across Wise County and surrounding areas. Outside of work, he played in a small alternative band called Commit and Conquer. That was the version of him that existed on the surface. The one underneath, it was different. His mother, Melissa Horner, took the stand during the sentencing phase. She testified about her own history, serious addiction to methamphetamine and heroin, drug and alcohol use during her pregnancy with Tanner. Expert witnesses evaluated the impact of that exposure. They concluded he showed signs of brain dysfunction, but did not meet the full clinical criteria for fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. He had been diagnosed with level 1 autism spectrum disorder, bipolar I disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, and depression. The defense's entire case rested on those diagnoses. The prosecution's forensic psychiatrist addressed them directly. Her conclusion: none of those diagnoses caused him to harm a child. What the investigation found more significant was a pattern that went back nearly a decade before Athena disappeared. 2 women testified during the sentencing phase that Horner had sexually assaulted them when they were 16 years old. One incident in 2013, another in 2014. Neither had reported what happened at the time. One of them came forward the week Athena's body was found. She told the court that hearing the news brought her straight back to being 16. On December 22, 2022, 3 weeks after his arrest, Horner was charged with 3 additional counts of sexual assault of a minor, linked to separate incidents traced back to 2013. A witness who had known Horner in childhood also testified. They told the court that Horner had once made a comment about wondering what it would feel like to kill someone. District Attorney James Stainton addressed the jury plainly. He told them that Horner had told, in his words, lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. That argument would be backed by everything on the camera. He walked into that courtroom and confessed to everything. No fight, no denial, just guilt. 19 days of testimony. The jury made their decision in less than 3 hours. Death by lethal injection. But the verdict was not the end. It was the beginning of something much larger. Maitland Gandhi refused to let her daughter's death be just another case. She stood before Texas lawmakers. She demanded change. House Bill 3556, the Athena Alert, signed into law June 13, 2023. 3 children have already come home because of it. A 9-year-old boy, a 12-year-old girl, 2 teenagers. 3 families spared the devastation. Pink ribbons tied across Texas in her favorite color. Her name written into law forever. Athena never opened that Christmas present, but her name lives on. Her name is written into Texas law. Her name will protect children for generations to come. Rest easy, Athena.